Hey friends, welcome back to Rita Talks. I'm Rita, and on this YouTube channel, I just share some of the thoughts, ideas that I've been thinking about, some of the things that have been going on in my life. And in today's video, I have a couple of topics that I want to talk about. So let me see, which one am I gonna start with? So let's see. I'm sorry, I'm super tired. I think my brain is starting to give in for the day because it's 2:22 a.m. But what did I want to talk about? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna talk about one of them, which is basically a bit of everything that's been happening with AI lately. And basically today I re-listened to that podcast episode with Scott Glenn, who's the actor that was on the Tim Ferris Show, episode number 729, and basically tried to like commit to memory some of the advice that he was giving in this podcast episode, and actually uh, basically this there are quite a few ideas that I really enjoyed. So let me talk about the four that I took notes of. So basically, the first one is that the trick to being a good student is for your desire to learn to be greater than the embarrassment of when you make mistakes in front of other people. So this is just how I interpreted it myself, like how I noted it down, because basically the way that he talked about it was basically like him wanting to do something being greater than the embarrassment that comes with falling on your ass in front of other people. And like I don't remember the exact phrase, but I remember this one tidbit about falling on your ass, which I rephrased to what I just read you. And the second one is that basically like so the first one about learning any skill or being a good student is the willingness to make a fool out of yourself in front of people for the purposes of learning. The second one is that basically to learn any skill, you need to learn the absolute foundation and basically figure out what moves, what individual components make up that foundation and practice those so many times that they come naturally to you. And this is something that I constantly remind myself of, and this is a lesson that I'm constantly being reminded of. I think the more experience I get, the more I realize that basically things don't happen by themselves, and that you have to be deliberate about things. And basically this ability to focus on the basics is generally what drives like my success. I've seen, like, whenever I focused on the lessons on the mathematical course, like whenever I had a math lesson or like a math topic to understand, I was always optimizing for the most difficult problem rather than just the easiest problem. And so basically I would spend 5 times as much time as my peers studying the lesson, just to make sure that I understand it inside and out, and using basically a method that from the outside looks very time consuming for not much effort, which is basically almost copying word by word, like hand copying word by word the lesson plan until I understand it fully. And this is something that basically really resonated with me. Then the next thing is that this idea of trust, basically trusting that your body will do the right thing when it's put in any situation. So just leaning into the flow rather than trying to intellectualize any activity. Just trust yourself and trust your training, and trust your instincts and leave room for your body to operate on intuition and instincts. And so basically trust that your body will do the right thing. And then the last one, which is about this idea of being tenacious. And that's basically the most important thing about being knocked down is getting back up. And the fact that persistence and tenacity are the most important skills to have for success. And this is definitely something that I keep on reminding myself of, is that no one can outpatience me in some sense. My goal is to be the most patient, tenacious person. Basically, like patience with results and impatience with actions. And so cultivating this patience with results is the one that I try to keep reminding myself of. And as long as my inputs are there, I just need to give myself patience, like just to be extremely, extremely patient with whichever results come out of those inputs that I put in. So these are some of the lessons that I learned from this podcast episode and I took notes of today. The next one that I found very, very interesting is that I was listening to this podcast episode on the Moonshots and Mindsets podcast, which is owned by Peter Diamandis. And today I was listening to episode number 93 with Emad Mostak, who is the former Stability AI CEO. So he just stepped down last week, actually. And basically in this episode, Peter Diamandis interviews him about his decision to step down as CEO of Stability AI, and what like the reasoning behind that. And basically the main reason is that like the first thing is that actually I think there are two reasons, is that basically he recognizes that he's very good at getting a company to launch, like at going from 0 to 1, but he does not believe that he is the best suited to get a company from 1 to 10 or 1 to n. And so basically he talks about the fact that he's very good at founding things, not so good at leading them into scale to some extent, which I kind of I kind of resonate with. But obviously, to be successful, you need a bit of both. It's just that at a certain point, after a certain point of success, you have to drop one or the other to completely focus on one. So either like novelty, innovation, or scale. And I guess that's what makes him a good founder and good at founding things. And basically the second reason that he's stepping down, or basically the most important reason that he's stepping down, is that he believes that for AI to genuinely be a force for good in the world, is that it needs to be democratized and decentralized. And basically what he wants to do is to work on building the systems and the standards for this decentralized AI. And he actually believes that AI needs to be considered as infrastructure, the same way that we have roads, railways, etc. AI is the infrastructure of the future, and basically he wants to make sure, he wants to work on making sure that it is built in the right way, and in a way that benefits all of humanity and not just the companies who are developing it. And I thought that was very inspiring, and and noble cause to pursue. So I really enjoyed this video. But basically, he was just talking about to go back to this idea that AI is not infrastructure yet, but it should be. And basically, he goes on to describe it as it being the rocket ship of the mind. And yeah, I just thought that was very inspiring and quite uplifting. I listened to it the first time and then I re-listened to it again, just because it was really interesting and dense, and I really wanted to understand the intricacies of what he was talking about. And so yeah, super interesting and inspiring stuff that I really enjoyed learning from, and yeah, super grateful for today. It was a day actually mostly filled with meetings. I think I was in meetings from 2 to 6, so like 4 hours plus of meetings. Actually, I was in meetings from 1 to 2. I had a meeting, so I think today I spent like something like 6 hours in meetings, which is absolutely insane. I barely had time to make any progress on the work that I need to get done, but some days it's just like this. Especially now that I'm in between, I'm juggling attending meetings from 3 separate teams, and working on 3 separate projects slash work streams, and thinking about all of those 3 things in the same day, which I've had to do today. So I'm quite exhausted from all of this context switching, but it was fun, to be honest. This is allowing me to expand my ability to handle more things at the same time, and allow me to get better at focusing my time and energy and attention on what's right in front of me, and dealing with that, giving it all my attention, and then moving on to the next thing, which is a skill that I'm actively trying to learn. I think it's a skill that will be relevant for the next steps in my career, hopefully. So yeah, those are the things that I wanted to talk about for today. You can tell from just the way that I'm speaking that I'm quite exhausted, or maybe you cannot, but I can feel it. Yeah, it's 2:37 a.m. and I'm just gonna go catch some sleep, because tomorrow I have to get some work done and I have meetings again in the whole afternoon. But I need to make some sort of progress on at least 2 projects. So yeah, that's the plan for my morning tomorrow, and in the afternoon I have my meetings. So yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about for today. Thanks a lot for tuning in. You can click here to watch my previous video on this channel, the one right before this one, or you can click here to watch my latest video on the channel overall. Thanks again for tuning in. I hope you have a fantastic rest of the day, night, whichever time of day it is where you are right now. Bye for now, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Bye bye!